What have you seen of the Badgers on tape, especially their defense, the way they come at you with that 3-4?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't played a true 3-4 team yet this season, and we don't usually play a lot of 3-4 teams in the course of a season. But they're a great team. They're a really good team. We've got a lot of respect for them. They play hard, play tough. It's gonna be a tough physical football game, and it's just a matter of us staying after it. We know we're not gonna break long runs in every single play. There's gonna be some 3 and outs, gonna be some good drives, but no matter what happens in the game, you just gotta stay focused and keep pushing.
They were really active last year. I mean, Joe Schulbert's not there anymore, but just the way they pressured you. I mean, is that scheme and the fact that they've got pretty good linebackers, is that something that you've really watched the last few days?
I mean, they've got a good set of linebackers. They've got three down linemen. They're good players, and their linebackers are real good players as well. And with the way 3-4 defense works, they're able to bring any of the four backers to add on to the blitz and stuff. But we've been working it all week in practice at different looks. We don't know exactly what we're going to get, but we've seen a lot of them on tape, and they do what they do, just like we do what we do offensively and defensively as well. They trust in what they do, and they do it well.
Did you watch them Saturday night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did it just kind of reinforce what you thought?
Oh yeah, I mean they're a good team. We know that they played the number 2 team in the country all the way to the end. And, had that game. Had to lead the entire game until the very end. So, like I said, we're just going to take our best effort. We're going to have to be mentally ready and ready physically too. And we've had a good start to the week in practice, and we just got to continue to do that.
The blitz so much does that make your job at the line of scrimmage more difficult? I mean, do you have to spend more time on the phone?
Oh yeah. I spend a lot of time in there as it is, but with a team like that where it is a 3-4 defense, and we haven't played many of those all year. In my entire career, I haven't played a lot of them, so it takes a little bit extra study just because it is a little bit different than what I'm used to going against all year and all spring. We're a 4-down team on the defense, but yeah, they'll bring pressure. They like to bring pressure, and we're working on it, and we've seen a bunch of different looks. It's just a matter of trying to get us into the right best plays we have at certain points in the game.
Do you have to guess in some ways? I mean, they disguise stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams disguise things, and so does Wisconsin, like to disguise stuff. But Coach Davis always says, don't split brain cells up there. Don't let them play you. Just get into a check that you think the best play is, and if it turns out something happens that you weren't expecting, then you'll live with it. You're never wrong handing the ball off. He always says so. Yeah.
You've been without Matt for a couple games. You might be without George. Those are 2 of your favorite targets. How's that make your job more difficult?
Yeah, I mean George and Matt are great players. They help our offense do a good job, and fortunately George got hurt early in the game last week, and honestly I don't even know what the situation is right now. But hopefully he'll be out this week. That'd be great. And but we got other guys behind them that are ready to go, just like Riley was ready to go when Matt went down, and that's kind of the next man mentality that we pride ourselves on. And last year we did the same thing, and I've done it this year as well.
You look like you're getting more comfortable with Noah Fan. Is that fair to say? The more you work with him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a young guy, and he's still processing things offensively. So sometimes you have to tell him a little bit extra, what he's got on certain plays, but he's got the athletic ability that he's a matchup problem when he's in there, and he's a really athletic guy. And but yeah, he's doing a lot better, improving as weeks go on.
Do you ever audible based on the running back that's in the backfield, or do you not worry about that?
No, I don't think about that when I'm audibling certain plays. There's never really a time in the game where he says, yeah, if Akram's back there, check this, or LaShawn's back there, check this. It's just I go up there, I don't care who's in the backfield, and I check what I see.
Should you? I mean, they're 2 different skill sets. Should
yeah,
you
but
guys have some packages?
There are some things that LaShawn does better than Akram. There's some things that Akram does better than LaShawn, but we expect both the backs to do what they're asked to do. It doesn't matter who's in there. I don't care if the backup quarterback's a running back. If we ask him to run the ball, he's going to run the ball where I tell him to run the ball, and that's just how it is. Those guys do a good job at responding to that, and no matter who's in there.
You talked about earlier, you talked about 3 and outs and being able to weather those. Is that hard sometimes? Is that, because you guys are trying to find what works during the game. Is that early in the game? Is that something that gets frustrating?
No, I mean, not early in the game. I mean, obviously, if you have multiple 3 and outs over and over again, it's it does get a little bit frustrating. But as long as you're taking care of the ball, and usually when the defense is playing well, you give yourselves a chance to win. I mean, we know we're not going to score on every drive. I mean, we love to score on every drive of the game, but that's just not realistic. And we expect to get stopped every once in a while in games, and this week is no different. We'll get back to the sidelines and see what what we need to do to hopefully get first downs on the next drive.
I know the offensive linemen always talk about they don't know what running back's in. You obviously do. Is there a pattern to it? Is there?
Honestly, I mean, I don't a lot of times.
Really?
I mean, I do on certain fast plays, but when I'm handing the ball off, it's a run check. I really don't care who's in there because they're both really good backs, and they can make turn 7-yard plays into big plays. So it doesn't really make a difference to me.
Are you conscious of? I know that this is another week and probably another different combination of offensive linemen. Do you know who's in there, and do you have to know who's in there?
Yeah, no, I mean, like the same with the backs. It doesn't matter who's in there. Obviously, right now, I mean, there's injuries on the team. There's injuries on every team in the country, but it doesn't matter who's in there at guard, tackle, center. We expect them to protect well and do a good job at that. So I'm not going to go into the huddle thinking, I've got my second string this, second whatever, whoever's in there, and make my decisions differently or based on who's in there. We do work on it in practice. We expect them to pick up and block well in protection. So
you guys did some empty Saturday, and it really kind of looked good. I mean, you guys I think scored a touchdown pass to Riley. Yeah. Did that feel comfortable? Was it good to have success with that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think depending on game plans, kind of what we see on film, Coach Davis likes to throw some empty in there and see what happens. And depending on how they play it, we may go back to it and do it some more. The way we saw on film, the way Purdue played, empty. We thought we had an opportunity to do some things in that package, and we did.
You played, I think, your freshman year against Wisconsin, and you've obviously grown quite a bit since then. But what's your recollection of playing them then versus last year versus now, and your comfort level with the offense versus way back when?
Oh yeah, it's it's night and day compared to freshman year. Heck, I mean, I feel like I was really nervous. When I went in that freshman year, I was not expecting to go in like that. I think I went in the fourth quarter, and I was young, and like I said, it's night and day. 3 years later, I had 3 more years of experience under my belt, and just feel a lot more comfortable with the offense. And Coach Davis is a lot more comfortable with me, and Coach Ferentz, and getting us into better plays and stuff like that. So I feel like I've grown as a player year by year, and compared to my freshman year to now, it was night and day.
What can you tell me about Peter Picard?
Yeah, Pete's a good player. He does a great job in the run game blocking. He actually, Akram's long run right before half last week, he made a huge block that kind of set him free in that, right before half, the 75-yard run. And he does a good job blocking, and we expect him to do a good job. He's also a good route runner as well. But he's a good player.
Talking to Miles a little bit last weekend about he's the guy who does the kind of the yell session in the end zone before you guys get into stretching on game day. He said you were one of the ones who kind of nominated for that as a team, as a captain.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
Oh, I mean, Miles you want somebody in there that's in other words, just a crazy guy that loves football, that it just will get a guy, get the guys fired up. And, if there's anybody on the team that'll do it, it's Miles. He lives and dies by the game. He loves football, and in the locker room before games, he's firing guys up, and he'll get on you if something is going wrong, and he's a guy that'll really get you going. And you don't want someone to go in there and try and fake it, fake pump guys up, because guys notice that. But when Miles is in there, it's not fake. He comes from his heart, and he does a good job of getting the guys pumped up before game.
What's it take for a team to really earn your respect, like real respect? You respect every team, right? But some are kind of be different than others. So what does it take for a team to earn that from you guys?
I don't know. I guess it's just how you go out and play, snap by snap. If you go out and play tough, physical, hard, I think it doesn't matter if we play a team and lose, and if the other teams out there, man, they play hard, they play tough. I don't care what the scoreboard says. They came off the ball, whether they were blocking the right people or whatever. They were coming off the ball hard and fighting, and that's what usually gets guys respect, especially for a team like Iowa, who we like to run the ball and like to come off the ball, and we pride ourselves in trying to be physical and tough. And if we do that, I think that gets respect from other teams.
All right, thanks, CJ.
Thank you.